What's going on, guys? Garrett here. Another episode of the truck build. As you can see in here, I already laid a bunch of KILLMAT. I didn't get that on video. I didn't know if I was going to do this yet, and I'd already put this down when I decided to make this series. So today we will be doing the... What's that called? Oh. Today we will be doing the headliner. So I got to pull out some different stuff. I'll be taking you guys through the process of how to pull your headliner, and then we're going to be sound deadening the whole entire roof too. So I will show you guys how to do that. Okay guys, so the first thing we're going to do is up here on our visors, there's two Phillips head and one on this side. And we're going to take both of those out, and then we're going to have to pop this out and also pull the light and pull these A-pillars, I think. So as you can see up in there, there's two Phillips heads, and those are going to be the ones that I am taking out. So I'm going to pull those out real quick. Okay guys, so in order to pull this, there's a screw up here, another Phillips, and then you just kind of pull it down and pop it out. It's got these two little snap pieces that snap into here. And then you also have one plug-in right here that I have to get up in order to see how it plugs. And there's just a little tab on this. You gotta pull on that tab, and then it pops right out. And then these just slide right in there and pop up. So there is that. So now I'm gonna still pull this one down, and then like I said, we'll probably have to pull these A-pillars down, and then we'll be good to go. Okay, so first we took out the, it was one screw holding these little hooks back here. And the next thing we gotta do is pull this light. So if you just stick a little screwdriver right, there's a little hole, and this thing will pop right out. And once you pull that, then you need to take these three screws out in the middle, and then your light should come right out. And then once you pull this light down, there's a little clip. You just got to pry that up, and then it'll pop right out. And that's your light assembly. Now, another trick I didn't mention before is I usually use alcohol just because it's a degreaser. Yeah, I know it's bad for your hands, but whatever. But make sure you use some sort of cleaner to keep your hands clean, because headliners stain so easy. So this is really, really important. So the last thing we got to do is there's two little tabs back here that we got to pop out, and then this headliner should be good to go. Like I said, you got to pull the A-pillars out, but I may be able to just slide them out, so we're gonna see. Okay, so like I said, make sure you keep everything clean. This tool's gonna be touching it, so I'm cleaning it with a little bit of alcohol. The last thing you gotta do, just slide in there and pop these out. There's one. Got one more. So we got that tab out. Now she's pretty close to being able to come out. Okay guys, so I wasn't able to pull it out, but I will be able to pull it out without pulling the A-pillar if I just pull the handle out. So what you gotta do for this is you just block the light. Colin. Okay, so the first thing you gotta do is just pop these little girls out. Just get a little screwdriver or something and get it in there, and they'll pop right out. And then, then you gotta take, it's an 8mm, and there's some little bolts way up in there. And don't drop them like I just did. Once you pull both of those out, then your headliner. These will move enough, they'll come down enough that you'll be able to pull your headliner out. The best thing you to do is make sure you have plenty of room to get it out, which I really don't, but we're gonna do it anyways. So I'm gonna pop okay. Just like that, the headliner is out, and then set it somewhere. Cameraman just fell. Set it somewhere that it'll be safe, and then show you guys the sound deadening for the roof. So this is what the roof looks like without a headliner. So we're going to be sound deadening. You can hear that. And I will do an after shot of that too. But yeah, so let's get to it. Okay guys, so I just wiped down. Now, when I do it, I like to wipe down an area, then lay the mat, and then move on, wipe down another area. You can wipe it down all at once, but I just want to eliminate any possibility of any dirt getting back on there from wiping off or whatever. But so I like to do it small sections at a time. So I wipe down this section, and what I'm gonna do is real similar to doing it anywhere else, but I'm gonna kind of start molding it to this top of the roof, and that way I can get a fit and see where everything's gonna line up. I'm just gonna use my fingers to kind of push out the different 3D areas and try to get a decent fit, and that looks pretty good right there. So then I'm just gonna pull off this back covering and start laying it. So I'm just gonna keep working up. Just use my hand running across there. Now I'm covering up, as you can probably tell, there was a lot of holes here that I'm covering up. That's okay as long as there's not anything like behind them that needs to come through. Like as you can see here, I have this wire, so I'm not gonna cover up this one. But I am gonna try to, because there's a wire here, I wanna eliminate any possibility of any rattle there. So I'm gonna actually try to take this sound deadener and work it around up inside this hole a little bit. That way that there's no metal for this to potentially create a rattle or any kind of noise. So let me finish doing this. So this one I was lucky, I didn't really have to cut anything. Normally you don't on your first couple pieces, just because you should be able to lay them in almost full sheets. But after, you were definitely gonna have to make some either cuts or changes or marks or something. But I got that piece there, looks pretty good. So I'm gonna continue laying, I'm gonna lay a couple this way. Just piece by piece, try to knock this out. Now, one thing I did want to talk a little bit about that I forgot to mention earlier is sound deadening. Now, I don't know the exact statistics, but it's something kind of like this. So sound deadening, 50% of your cab gets you 85% sound deadened, okay? That means 85% of the sound in your cab will then be deadened with only 50% of it covered, okay? So if you cover the other 50% of your cab, it only increases your sound deadening by 15%, okay? So what I'm saying basically is if you're doing this for someone and they just want the sound deadened, it's probably the most efficient just to lay, you know, big sheets in the areas where there's going to be usually the metal's thinner or anything like that, where there's more probability of that sound creating noise. But if you're like me, where I'm doing it to my truck and I want 100% coverage because I want it to be perfect, I'm getting every nook and cranny everywhere, as you can see in the floor. But that's just kind of up to you, and you have to decide if it's that important to spend that much more money on covering the rest, or if you would be happy with 85%. So I just wanted to let you guys in on that, and we're going to continue laying this, and I will show you guys the finished product, and you guys will get a super cool time lapse of this whole build. So catch you guys at the end. Okay guys, just finished the roof, all 100% sound deadened. I even took that thing down. It just had 2 little screws in it, and popped that down, laid it behind that. Wow, she looks good. I didn't even plan this, but it looks like almost all the logos are in the right direction, which is crazy because, like I said, completely random. But I did end up having to, like I said, pull the handles out, and then the liner just came right out and just slid out from underneath that. Well guys, just finished up the truck and it looks amazing. Get a quick glimpse of all that beautiness. Now remember at the beginning, I'll compare these clips side by side, but that thing is so much more deadened. It's crazy the difference. And with doing the entire cab like this, it's gonna make a huge difference. When you seal it off, it's almost gonna be like you're in like a vacuum chamber. That's what it feels like when you close the doors. I'm also gonna be pulling all these doors when I go to put my new speakers in, and when I do that, you guys will get to see how to sound deaden your door. I'm going to show you how to put it back in the door skin and also around the speaker to make sure you don't get any vibrations or anything like that. So with that being said, I'm going to go grab the headliner and I'm going to start putting this back in, and we are almost finished. So thank you guys for staying tuned, and I will check back with you when I get the headliner done. Whew. That was work getting that thing in by myself. If you have another person that you can have just hold some stuff, it'd be a lot easier. But finally got it all back in. The only thing I got left is the hook over here, and everything else is good to go. So that is how you sound deaden the roof of a vehicle. Thank you guys so much for watching. Now I'll catch you guys on another episode of DIY Garrett. Thanks.